are you ready to learn with Miss Kaye? Today we are going to read the story of The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. Are you ready? Come on and join me. The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? See, there's a strong wind right here. One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up it goes. It flies too high, and the sun's hot rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. Do you know what this is? This is a sun. A sun! Can you spot where the tiny seed is? I think the tiny seed is right here. See that? That's the tiny seed. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. So this is the icy mountain. The ice never melts and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. Now they fly over the ocean. So this is the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. One seed drifts down onto the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. So this is a desert. Desert. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it. Where is the bird? Right, this is the bird, and the bird ate one of the seeds. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. See, these are snowflakes. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still and the mouse does not see it. Where is the mouse? The mouse is right here. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls, the seeds grow so round and full they start to burst open a little. Now, they are not seeds anymore. They are plants. They are plants now. First, they send roots down into the earth. Then, their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big, fat weed, and it takes all the sunlight and rain away from one of the small new plants, and the little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it too starts to grow into a plant. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun in springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along and... Oh! He breaks one! Now, it cannot grow anymore. Oh, poor plant. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. Can we count the number of leaves here? 1, 2, 3. How about the leaves of this plant? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 leaves here. And look! A bud! And now even a... What is this? A flower! But what is happening? First, there are footsteps. Then, a shadow looms over them. Then, a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. It is summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Where are the birds? These are the birds. What about the bees? Oh, the bees are right there. How about the butterflies? Butterflies, hi butterflies. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with their bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time, the flower seed pod opens. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away on the wind. The end. And that's the story of The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. Did you enjoy our story for today? I hope that you did. Don't forget to ask your parents or grown-ups to subscribe to our channel so you can hear more stories from Miss Kaye soon. The Leaf Thief. The Leaf Thief by Alice Heming. Illustrations by Nicholas Slater, published by Source Books Jabberwocky. What a wonderful time of year! I am snug in my nest with a belly full of hazelnuts, and the sun is shining through my leafy canopy. Such lovely colors! Red, gold, orange, red, gold, orange, red, gold. Wait a minute! One of my leaves is missing! Where is it? It's not in here. It's not under here. Bird! What is the matter? Someone stole my leaf! Your leaf? Yes! One of my leaves is missing. My leaf looks a lot like that one. The one Mouse has. That is not your leaf, Squirrel. But how can you be sure? Mouse? Mouse! Did you steal my leaf? No! This is my boat! See, squirrel? It is perfectly normal to lose a leaf or two at this time of year, okay? Okay, thanks, bird. See you tomorrow. The next morning... Oh no! This is bad! Bird! What is the matter this time? More leaves have been stolen! Excuse me? Woodpecker? Are those my leaves? No! They are my leaves, squirrel! I spent ages collecting them! No one is taking your leaves, squirrel. This happened last year, remember? Maybe. Why don't you go back to your nest and try to relax? Okay, thanks, bird. Try to relax. Breathe in and out. Just relax. The following morning, this is a disaster. Bird? Bird? Where are you, bird? I'm here, squirrel. Wait a minute. Are you the leaf thief? No, squirrel. I am not the leaf thief. I will show you the leaf thief. Where are they? Because I've got a few things I'd like to say to them. Look around you. The leaf thief is everywhere. It shakes the trees and rustles the leaves. It even takes your hat. Do you see the leaf thief, squirrel? The only thief is the wind. This happens every year in the autumn. Every year. The leaves change colors and the wind blows them away. They'll grow back again in the spring. Now, I'm going home. Please don't disturb me again. It was just the wind. The leaves change colors and the wind blows them away. Of course. No leaf thief at all. Silly me. I am going to sleep well tonight. The next morning, bird! Someone has stolen the grass. Sigh. The real leaf thief. As Squirrel learned, nobody is really stealing the leaves from the trees. Bird says the only thief is the wind. But there is more to it than that. The wind can only blow the leaves away when the trees have started to shed their leaves. This happens in the autumn when the temperature drops, marking the change from summer to winter. Trees look very pretty in the autumn. Before the leaves fall, they turn from green to all sorts of different colors. Red, gold, orange. When they turn brown, the leaves are ready to fall from the tree. Not all trees shed their leaves. Only deciduous trees lose their leaves. Coniferous trees, such as evergreens, keep theirs. Autumn happens at different times across the world. In the Northern Hemisphere, autumn starts in September. In the Southern Hemisphere, it starts in March. Autumn isn't just about falling leaves. Other changes happen too. The daylight hours shorten, and some birds and butterflies fly to warmer climates or migrate. Other animals like bats and bears sleep through the winter or hibernate. Squirrels don't hibernate, but they do begin to sleep a lot more. They also store nuts and other food for the colder months ahead. The end. And that's the story of The Leaf Thief by Alice Heming and Nicholas Slater. Pete the Cat, Falling for Autumn by Kimberly and James Dean. It is the first day of fall, and Pete the cat is feeling blue. "I like summer better," he says. "In summer, I can swim and surf and play at the beach." Maybe you just need to remind yourself of all the things you love about autumn, Mom suggests. Pete says, "I'll try." Pete finds Grandma in the kitchen. She's baking delicious pumpkin pies. The whole house smells sweet and spicy. Pete loves helping Grandma bake pumpkin pie, but he loves helping eat it even more. After the baking is done, Pete picks a squat orange pumpkin from the counter and slips it into his backpack as a souvenir. Next, Pete heads to the town corn maze. Pete and his friends wander through the long, twisty path made of tall corn stalks. The best part of the corn maze is getting lost and having to start over again. As he lives, Pete plucks a golden corn cob from the maze and places it inside his backpack. Then Pete visits Grandpa, who is knitting on the porch. Grandpa helps Pete use the knitting needles to knit the yarn into cool patterns. Together, Pete and Grandpa make a long, cozy scarf for Pete to wear. When they're done, Pete chooses a little ball of leftover yarn and places it inside his backpack. Next, Pete goes to the hayride at the park. Pete, Bob, Mom, Dad, and Grandpa all pile into a wagon filled with hay. They go on a bumpy wagon ride around the park. At the end of the ride, Pete grabs a handful of sweet-smelling hay from the wagon and stuffs it into his backpack. Pete heads over to the apple orchard, where he and Callie go apple picking. They eat sweet apple donuts and drink hot apple cider and fill their buckets with apples of all different shapes and sizes. Before he leaves, Pete chooses a round, red apple and drops it into his backpack. Next, Pete stops by the park. He plays touch football with Bob and their friends. Pete scores a touchdown and everyone cheers. After the game, Pete grabs Bob's football and stuffs it into his backpack. It barely fits. "Bob won't mind if I borrow this," Pete says. Finally, Pete heads back home, but he stops in his front yard, which is covered in bright leaves falling from the trees. Pete helps his dad rake the leaves into big colorful mounds. Then Pete runs and jumps into all the leaf piles. After he's done jumping, Pete picks a bunch of red and gold and orange leaves and stuffs them into his backpack. Pete's backpack is bursting with fall souvenirs. He can't wait to show Mom. "I love autumn," Pete says. "Wonderful," says Mom. "You know, this would make great decorations for Thanksgiving." So Pete helps Mom fill a basket with all his mementos. They place the basket at the center of the table. "You did a great job, Pete," says Mom. "It's beautiful," says Dad. "Is that my football?" asks Bob. Just then, the doorbell rings. The Thanksgiving guests are here. All of Pete's family and friends gather around the dining room table. They tell stories and laugh at jokes while they eat. Yum, 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 yum. Everyone is having a great time. Pete looks around the table and smiles. He loves lots of things about autumn. But Pete knows what he loves most all year long. His family and friends. The end. And that's the story of Pete the Cat Falling for Autumn by Kimberly and James Dean. Hi kids, it's time to learn with Miss Kaye. Today, since it's fall season and there are so many apples, we're going to read Apple Picking Day. Apple Picking Day by Candice, Ransom, illustrated by Eric Carle. In the morning, we leave town, drive past woods all gold and brown. They're riding a car, vroom vroom. Over hilltops, big and small, I see apples. Hello, fall. Can you see where the apples are? There are so many apples, right? We have apples here, apples there, apples everywhere. Tractor takes us to the trees. Do you know where the tractor is? This is the tractor. I spot ladders in the leaves. Run down this row. Follow me. Lots of apples on that tree. Ooh, so many apples, right? I pick high. You pick low. Can you please say high, low? In our basket, apples go. Yay! This is the basket. We put the apples in the basket. Hungry blue jay flaps and hops. These are the blue jays. The blue jays are a type of birds. Jabs a bad one, down it drops. Share an apple. Hey, my turn. Crunch, crunch, munch. Yuck! A worm. Can you spot where the worm is? Oh no, the worm is here in the apple. Yuck. See that apple way up there? On my tiptoes, I grab air. She's using a ladder to reach the apples. I try again. Down come two. One for me and one for you. She's always sharing her apples, which is so nice, right? Boy in that tree makes a face. Oh no! Quick, pick, faster, start a race. Tractor pulls us to the shed. We sort apples green and red. Which apples are red? These apples are red. Which apples are green? These apples are green. apple cider, apple pie, apple donuts, hot and fried. Oh, that makes me so hungry. I love all of this. Where is the apple cider? This is the apple cider. Apple cider, yummy apple cider. How about the apple pie? Apple pie is right here. This is apple pie. How about the apple donuts? The apple donuts are right there. They're so good. They're hot and fried. All of them have apples in them. Fun day over. We love fall. Yummy apples, best of all. The end. Do you love apples? My daughter loves apples and we just visited an apple orchard. So if you have an apple orchard close to you, don't forget to ask your parents or grown-ups to go bring you to an apple orchard. I hope that you enjoyed our story time today with Miss Kaye. Hi kids! It's time to learn with Miss Kaye. We are going to have a fun activity today. We are going to learn about numbers also. So Miss Kaye has a... Do you know what this is? This is a tree, okay? So this is a tree. Now Miss Kaye has numbers right here. So you're gonna help Miss Kaye put the right number that corresponds to the number of fruits that we are going to have in this tree. So Miss Kaye will put the numbers here. This is number 1. This is number 2. Number 3. This is number 4. This is number 5. This is number 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I have some... What do you think are these? These are apples, okay? So these are apples and we're gonna put them right here. Miss Kaye will put some apples and then choose the right number on this side that match with the number of apples that we have here. Okay, are you ready? Let's go! How many apples do I have? Let's count. 1. Where is number 1? 1. This is 1. 1 apple, 1. How many apples do I have? Let's count. 1, 2. Where is number 2? This is number 2. 2. Let's replace this number. How many apples do I have? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. Where is number 3? 3. Number 3. Let's replace it here. I'm going to add one more apple. Now let's count. How many apples do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where is number 4? Number 4. And let's replace this one. How many apples do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where is number 5? Number 5. Now let's count the apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where is number 6? Number 6. This is number 6. Let's count how many apples do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 apples. Where is number 7? 7. Oh, I have so many apples now. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where is number 8? Number 8. Now I'm beginning to have a lot of apples in my apple tree. Let's count once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where is number 9? This is 9. Right. And I only have 1 apple left. So let's put the apple here. Let's count once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what number is this? It's number 10. Let's put number 10 here. Our apple tree is complete now. It has a lot of apples. How many apples do I have? I have 10 apples. Thank you so much for helping Miss Kaye today. Thank you for helping me count apples and put the right number. Hi kids! It's time to learn with Miss Kaye. Since it's fall season now, we're going to read Fletcher and the Falling Leaves. Let's go! Fletcher and the Falling Leaves by Julia Rawlinson. Pictures by Tiffany Bick. The world was changing. Each morning, when Fletcher bounded out of the den, everything seemed just a little bit different. The rich green of the forest was turning to a dusty gold, and the soft, swishing sound of summer was fading to a crinkly whisper. Fletcher's favorite tree looked dull, dry, and brown. Fletcher was beginning to get worried. Why is Fletcher worried? Let's find out. I think my tree is sick, said Fletcher. What's wrong with it? His mother asked. Its leaves are turning brown, said Fletcher. Don't worry, it's only autumn, she said. So this is Fletcher's mom, and this is Fletcher. Fletcher ran back to his tree and patted the rough bark. Don't worry, it's only autumn, he said. You'll be feeling better soon. But the tree didn't get better. Each day, more leaves turned brown. One morning, the wind blew a small brown leaf off of a branch. Fletcher jumped up and caught it, very gently, in his paw. Don't worry, tree. I've got your leaf. I'll fix you. Fletcher looked around, picked a piece of grass, and carefully tied the leaf to a branch. That's the branch of a tree. And that's a leaf. That's a leaf. Just then, another gush of wind ruffled Fletcher's fur. The little leaf shook itself free and fluttered back to the ground. Fletcher picked it up again and thought very hard. Then, he poked the leaf onto a twig and pushed it down firmly. Now, you hold on tight, said Fletcher. No more flying around. The little leaf gave a tiny rustle in reply. The next day, a strong wind was blowing through the forest. Fletcher rushed out of the den and ran all the way to his tree. Lots of branches were bare, and little lost leaves spun everywhere. Look at the leaves! They're all over the place. Don't worry, tree. I'll catch them for you, I promise. Round and round whirled Fletcher after the swirling leaves. Leaves! Wonderful! Just what I need for my nest, said a squirrel. But these belong to the tree, said Fletcher. Don't take them away. The tree doesn't need them anymore, said the squirrel, bounding off. Help! Help! The wind and the squirrel are stealing our leaves, cried Fletcher. Where is the squirrel? The squirrel is right there. Leaves? Terrific! Just what I need to keep warm, said a porcupine rolling around. This is a porcupine. Porcupine. But these belong to the tree, said Fletcher, plucking leaves from the porcupine's needles. Not anymore, snuffled the porcupine, and away he rolled. Help! Help! The wind, the squirrel, and the porcupine are stealing our leaves, cried Fletcher. Suddenly, a flock of friendly birds swooped down from the sky. They pick up the leaves in their beaks and poke them onto the tree's branches. Soon, the tree was leafy again, and Fletcher flapped down and smiled. Thank you, birds! Thank you! He gasped as the birds fluttered away. He lay looking up through the leaves at the sky and drifted off to sleep. Can we say thank you to the birds? Thank you, birds! Thank you! Ooh! Looks like Fletcher is sleeping. Shh, keep quiet. But the wind continued to blow, and the branches still danced. The leaves shivered and shook themselves and began to wriggle free. They tossed and turned and twitched and twirled and tumbled to the ground. They brushed Fletcher's ears and nose and filled his dreams with a whispering sound. Do you know where the ears of Fletcher's are? The ears are right there. How about his nose? There goes his nose! When Fletcher finally woke up, he couldn't believe his eyes. Instead of a roof of dancing leaves, all he could see were bare branches against the sky. Oh, tree! I am so sorry, gulped Fletcher. All your leaves are gone. But then he saw, high in the branches, one small leaf still holding on. Can you spot the one small leaf? The leaf is right there! The leaf is still holding on. I won't let the wind steal that one, said Fletcher, and he began to climb. He crawled along to the last leaf and held it firmly onto its branch. All day long, the wind blew, the branch bounced, and Fletcher held tight. I'll stay with you, leaf, he said. Don't worry. But then, with a sudden whoosh of wind, the branch bounced high. With a plip, the leaf let go and fluttered like a little frog clutched in Fletcher's paw. Fletcher looked sadly at the leaf he had promised to save. He carried it carefully down the tree and back to the den. He made a cozy little bed for it and gently tucked it in. But all night long, he could only think of his tree all on its own. At dawn, Fletcher tiptoed outside. The wind had finally stopped blowing and the air was cold. The moon still hung in the clear sky and the pale stars glimmered. Can you spot where the moon is? The moon is right there. How about the stars? The stars are right there. As he came to his favorite tree, Fletcher saw a magical sight. Oh my goodness, what is it? The tree was hung with 1,000 icicles, shining silver in the early light. "You are more beautiful than ever," whispered Fletcher. "But are you all right?" A tiny breeze shivered the branches, making a sound like laughter, and in the light of the rising sun, the sparkling branches nodded. Fletcher gave his tree a hug. Then he went back to the den for a nice warm breakfast. Do you know how to give a hug? Can you pretend that you are giving a hug? Wow, you are doing a great job! The end. And that's the story of Fletcher and the Falling Leaves. I hope that you enjoyed our story time today.